guys, it's me again. How's it going? Wasn't the junior high play spectacular? I'm so delighted to be here tonight. This is, of course, Detective Trope, is something I wrote about a year ago. So if you don't understand it, it's my fault. Okay? But regardless of that, these kids have put in everything into this production. I am so proud of my cast, my whole crew, everything they put into it. We had to, after ending in Halloween, our zombie plagues, anyways, to survive the zombie apocalypse, we jumped directly into this literally the next day. We casted it, and then we started rehearsing the following day. So it was about 5.5 weeks ago, and I told them at the very beginning, guys, it is going to be rough. We're going to have some late nights. But you know what? They did it. They were committed. They worked hard, and that's y'all's kiddos, many of you. And I just want to say thank you so much for letting them have time on stage and work on their craft and better themselves. They have grown so much this year so far, and I'm so excited to see as the years continue how they get to grow and excel and bloom more and more and more. And that's such a blessing for me as a theater teacher. So tonight is a special night. This is something that I've been dreaming about for a really long time, being a screenwriter. But hey, this is the moment. And I was telling them last week, I might write something on a page and I have an idea, but they're putting their souls into it. They're making the characters real. This is who they are. It is so much more than the written word, because they're making fiction reality for this time on stage. So all I can say is these students are phenomenal. With that being said, Detective Trope.
Murder. All the most memorable cases begin with murder. It was a cold summer night, 1933. She walked back into my life again.
Trope, honey, I need you.
Her face, her hair, her perfume. All a lifetime's worth of emotions came flooding back. She came to my apartment that night looking for help. It's detective to you, Dolores. What do you want this time?
My sweet Wilbur disappeared from work today. He never came back from lunch.
Oh, Wilbur. It hurt me the most she let me for a bum like that. I mean, sure, he made good dough, but I feel like she really needed a man who worked 9 to 5. Didn't need that. Perhaps he just flew the coop, like you left me.
Trope, I'm the detective. Forgive me for never saying goodbye. I know I did you wrong.
With your connections, you could have hired the best detective in New York. Why me?
You were always the best.
Still wasn't enough for you. Still canary over at Joey's place?
Yes, but can we talk about my Wilbur?
What's in it for me? Excuse me, Dolores. Trip of trouble. You don't say. Where? Well, do you know where it might have been? Alright, I'm on my way.
Who was that?
Listen, Toots, I'll ring you later. There was a homicide at the docks.
It's almost midnight. I guess the job never stops.
You knew that even before we were an item.
Are you going to help me find Wilbur or not?
Sure thing, but I've got to deal with this first. Get home and get some shut-eye. I'll get you on the horn later. We'll tell you at a bar or somewhere. Don't worry.
He doesn't drink.
Never trusted a man who didn't swear a drink. Later, Dolores.
Thank you, detective.
Just like that, a woman I once loved has come back into my life. Too bad for the circumstances. My guess is that Wilbur would show up eventually. Too conservative not to. At least I got to see the laws on my side.
Yeah, he's right there, Lieutenant. Have you ID'd the stuff?
No wallet, but my looks me thinking maybe a bank theft or a lawyer.
Sure, I can see it. Based on his looks, he definitely ain't no bum. Maybe a bookie? Golly, this sure looks like a hit based on the location and amount of letting victim.
You think Big Bruno has anything to do with this?
It's his territory for sure. Who knows, but we need to track the triggerman. Hey, make sure Trope doesn't find out about this one, alright?
We called him as soon as we figured out his murder.
Out of all the lousy ideas, do you know what this is through with Bruno? This could get ugly quick.
We thought it was an all hands on deck type situation.
And he can't see anything?
Nothing.
Then who called it in?
Dispatcher said it was an anonymous tip.
This stinks to high heaven. If Big Bruno's involved, is he just mocking us?
But why, Red?
Don't know. Were there any other important calls tonight? Anything strange?
Powering down in Misfits, a couple drunks, but nothing else.
The first thing we need to do is figure out who the victim was.
Speak of the devil, that's William the Wiki.
You know
More or less, we missed him this afternoon.
him? You know, sometimes I think you're clairvoyant.
All part of playing the game, Red.
Sorry to have to call you in so late, Detective.
Did you find him like this?
Sure did.
That was after an anonymous call.
You don't mind if I could have a moment?
That's why we called you.
Do your thing. Let's give him a minute.
Alright. Tell me, Wilbur, what you get yourself into this time? Based on your trajectory, we're backing up when you were murdered. Which means you saw the gun now. There were at least 4 men named based on the amount of tobacco in this ashtray. This cigar. I don't know if very many men could afford it. Let's see. No wallet. Was watching car keys are still here. Oh boy, Dolores is not going to like this. Well, it's definitely not a robbery. The shoe has been recently repaired. My red prints to the side. Interesting. Hey, Red,
What's the skinny Trope?
this car keys are here. Is there a car parked outside?
Not directly outside. I'm gonna get the boys to search the area.
Go ahead and check. But I figured he was buttons were asked by choice.
How do
Most
you-
likely with the perps.
How do you figure?
No work burns on his hands and feet. Most likely a business deal gone bad.
Was Wilbur the type of guy?
I didn't think so till now.
Anything else?
I think maybe one of the families did this. Do you know who owns this place?
Big Top Industries, but there's not really a history on it. You think it may be a front?
Brad, I'm needed to double check that ownership. I doubt that one of the families would be stupid enough to leave a stiff on their own doorstep. Oh boy, to break that be.
Look, if Big Bruno's involved, are you gonna be alright?
If he is, I'm not the one you have to worry about. I've got to go check up something. Red, when you finish here, can you send me a copy of the report?
Sure thing. Hey, any chance you can fill me in on any leads?
Not yet. Gotta talk to an old friend.
She got a name.
Later, Red. I'll drop by tomorrow.
And Trope,
Yeah, Red?
be careful with them names.
Hey, boss, everything is taken care of.
Very good. What took you so long?
We had to make sure we weren't followed.
Why exactly would you be followed?
I mean, after we took care of everything, we had to make sure there weren't any outlookers around the dogs.
Fine, fine. Did Wilbur make it home okay?
What do you mean, boss? I mean, yeah, I gotta be with him and all.
You escorted him home, right?
I thought you wanted us to take care of him.
You said that, boss. I heard it.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me you iced poor Wilbur. I'm surprised nobody objected to this situation.
See here, boss.
The one guy we need right now. What were you thinking? What if Bad Eddie finds out?
But what you said, boss.
I said take care of him in a nice, loving way. Not making a stiff. What have you done to me? If Trope finds out, I'm headed to the slammer and never getting out. You're no good stinking knucklehead buffoons. I'll take you out right now.
Please, boss, we're sorry. We'll have to get.
What to do, boys? Did you at least get the papers?
They're in the car.
And the bean shooter you
In
used?
the Hudson.
Aces. Anything else I need to know?
Well, here's Wilbur's wallet.
So you made it look like a robbery, eh?
Well, we were going to, but the cops showed up real quick.
How quick you talking?
Don't know, but we ran when we heard the sirens. See, we ain't going to the big house.
We're gonna have an even bigger problem than that. Go get them papers. Actually, we can make this work. And tell no one about tonight, or both of you will be sleeping with the fishes.
So,
Get rid of that wallet. Can nobody link this us? Nobody, you hear me? Now go get them papers while I call an emergency meeting.
but it's 4 in the morning.
This can't wait. We have to move fast now.
How are the leads? I'm about ready to call it a night.
Can you check with the corner before you split?
Sure. What are you following up on?
No wants to go on red. You know Dolores down at Joey's place?
Sure, boy. She's got legs that go on for miles. I will never understand why you let a gal like her go. You think she knows something?
Well, Wilbur was her guy.
You think she hired someone to off him?
No, nothing like that. Wilbur was into securities, bonds, stuff like that. He had his hands locked in his pockets. But Dolores to find a good one.
Everyone in this town stinks. No one's clean anymore.
No one?
Except us, of course. Anyways, what's your angle?
I'm hoping that Canary has keys to Wilbur's office.
Will she even talk to you?
Trust me, Red. I've got this. Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
After some rest, can you hit the pavement in Wilbur's office? I'm pretty sure there are 2 sure repair places near there. See this I will be yesterday.
Can I put a B cup on it?
No, I need you. But get some rest first. Listen, Wilbur was well out when a tailor-made suit was gunned down. My question, why did he show up to the docks last night with muddy shoes that had just been repaired?
How do you know the repair was recent?
The color of the material used was brand new and there was no mud where the repair took place. The repair was made with haste and after it was stuck in the mud. Boy, something stinks.
Do you think he was being blackmailed or blackmailing someone?
Who knows, but Wilbur never really had a spine.
I'll sniff out the shoe shops tomorrow, Trope.
Oh, you want? Good night, Red.
Don't you mean good morning? Hey, have you told Dolores yet?
Have another heart. I'll wait till later this morning.
She deserves to know, Trope. If you want, I could do it on the way home. Move right back.
No, just get some shut-eye.
Trope, I'm still thinking you are too close to this case.
I'm just fine, pal.
I can handle it myself if you need me to.
I know you could, but it ain't no crumb. We can do this together. Oh, by the way, did you get your report ready?
Everything's at the coroner's report. It's all on your desk.
Thanks, Red.
I'll get you on the horn tomorrow if I find anything about the shoe shops.
Later.
Gentlemen, sorry for getting you up early this morning. It has come to my attention that we need to up the timetable. Last night, Wilbur Nowicki was found dead by police, and we believe someone knows our plan.
Bruno, why would you suspect such a thing?
He was often in one of our dock warehouses. We don't know why he was there, but he did have his briefcase.
Whose territory?
Mine.
And how exactly did the brass find his body?
Someone must have heard gunshots. Lucky, trust me on this one. We need to up the timetable, especially if Wilbur was selling us out.
To who? The Irish, Russians, Yakuza, or the coppers?
We don't know that yet.
If that is true, count me out, Bruno. If you're spooks enough to hold this meeting this early morning, something big is about to go down. You can have my share. Capiche? I'm out.
We understand, Lucky. Go in peace.
Bruno, you know I always support your ideas. Next time I'll put in 40% collateral with only 2% interest. We'll handle the whole operation for you, for good faith.
We can talk about that later.
I'm out of here.
Gentlemen, sorry for the interruption. Poor Lucky here was going to sell us out to Detective Trope and his gumshoes in about an hour. We received a tip from one of my boys on the force, so we followed Lucky yesterday. Right, boys?
Yes, sir.
My boys here found that Lucky was getting copies of all our deeds to show the brass. He was the informant. Sadly, he was blackmailing poor Wilbur to comply. May you rest in peace. Boys, go get rid of this gutter trash.
Amen.
So, Bruno, I think the rest of us are perfectly fine with moving up the timetable. When shall I expect the first shipment?
I reached out to our friends in the East, 2 weeks time. That should just be perfect.
Are they using the Chaojing or Ling Xiao?
That's for me to know.
And all of your boys ready?
Everything is being handled, Tony. All we have to do is sit tight and make sure Trope doesn't catch our scent.
Since Trope already knows about Wilbur, how are we going to throw him off the trail?
I think Lucky Lamont just became our fall guy. Anyone have a problem with that?
But he's dead. Bruno.
Trust me, boys. We're scot-free. Spread the word. Lucky is working on a big deal in Chicago. He didn't even say he's working on a special deal between Bad Eddie and the Irish.
You think that'll work? What about his turn? People are going to be suspicious if the collections stop.
Split it between me, you, Billy, and Luigi. Just keep it quiet.
What about his dame?
Luigi, you were close to Lucky. Will his dame play ball with us?
Sure, she knows the game. Remember, she used to run with Twinkle Toes.
May you rest in peace, too. Luigi, you handled the broad. Everything else will fall in place.
Speaking of dames, does Dolores know about Wilbur yet?
I'll handle that. She got by asking and telling me he was doing business with Lucky. That's all we know.
Good. Should we tell Bad Eddie anything?
Not yet. I don't want him to be worried. Keep this to ourselves, at least until the shipment comes in. Oh, and if anyone hears from Trope or his boys, give me on the horn. Meeting adjourned.
Telling Dolores the man was gone was going to be one of the toughest conversations I had in a while. Dolores, I have something to tell you.
You should have told me sooner.
I had to check into things. I had to find out.
People talk, detective. Can you imagine being home all alone and getting a call from some nobody at the club? To find out my sweet Wilbur had been gunned down? I knew it was the same call you got that night at your apartment. Why didn't you tell me then?
The investigation comes first. You know me.
You're heartless.
Dolores, I'm a realist. Will was a good man. So I listened to have. Truly am.
You want to know something? I knew he was working with one of the families. Nowadays, everyone has something going on in the shadows.
Not me. Who's he working for, Dolores?
Always a gumshoe. I remember you used to hold me in your arms so passionately. Where is that understanding now?
I took every part of my being to take that back into my arms. Sometimes what you want to do needs to be done differently. My condolences, Dolores. I want justice for Wilbur. Can't you see that?
No, Trope. You want another case solved. Wilbur's murder is just another file to you.
Is he working for Big Bruno?
You would love for me to say that, wouldn't you?
Dolores, I'm looking for the facts. Be reasonable.
Are you looking for revenge too?
Dolores, you're not going to rattle me. Who did Wilbur work for?
You won't quit, will you?
Let me help Wilbur.
Wilbur's dead, Trope! I don't know. I think Lucky Lamont, they had a deal going on in Chicago.
Did you talk about Lucky?
Never. But we didn't discuss his clients.
How do you know about Lucky?
I called around this morning.
Someone told you? Just like that?
Women can get anything they want when they know who to call.
Who's your contact?
You know, I think you should leave. You've done enough, which is nothing at all except upset me.
Thank you for the information, Dolores. May I ask you one more thing?
If it means you get out, why not?
You have to keep the Wolf's office, and you want out as a person.
Lucky he gave me a spare.
Thank you.
Don't come back until you find out who killed him. Promise me.
I promise. Lucky Lamont. Who would have guessed it? Lucky always stayed in his part of the town. Why the docks? What was Wilbur doing? He was gone down in Big Bruno's territory. Too many questions, not enough answers. Trope, you gotta move faster.
That's a decent one.
It's a 45 caliber round, most likely from a Thompson due to the fact that most of the rounds completely penetrated his body and 14 rounds hit him before he hit the ground. Could have also been from numerous very close 1911s.
Poor fellow. Anything else?
Surprisingly, Wilbur didn't die instantly. There was blood on his hands where he tried to cover the wounds. Must have been horrible.
What was the TOD?
7:30 to 10:30 p.m. yesterday. The gunshot wound to the cause of death, and he suffered a hip fracture and a bruised rib. This was most likely caused by him falling.
Thanks. Did you find anything about the red mud on the shoes?
Best I can figure, it looks like bauxite residue.
What is that?
Waste generated when refining cement, bricks, tiles, and other construction materials. It's slightly toxic and typically disposed of.
So, Wilbur was walking through a construction site of some kind before he died?
Most likely not. Bauxite residue is kept outside plants or landfills the bricks are made. Construction sites would have no use for it.
So, where would I find this bauxite residue?
No idea. If it's waste you're looking for, I'd check Jersey first.
Thanks, John. I'll start tracking down that bauxite waste tomorrow. Who knows what will turn up with that?
One more thing, Red. Wilbur had a wedding ring in his jacket breast pocket.
He was gonna ask his dame to marry him?
No, I think it was his own.
So a cheater, eh? Laura's ain't gonna like that one.
Who?
Never mind. Nope. See you later, John.
So, what do you think Big Bruno's up to?
No idea, but must be something big. I'm surprised he hasn't filled us in yet.
You think Tony or Luigi on him yet?
Nah, Bruno's too smart for them. Just watch, we always got to talk.
Hello, boys. How's Big Bruno these days?
Living life on the up and up. Why are you so interested, detective?
Someone was murdered down by the doctor sedan in his turf. I don't suppose you two know anything about it.
People die all the time. We have no idea what you're talking about, detective. Maybe you should go see a psychic or something.
Why are you two in the monster territory?
Nice try, but you're barking up the wrong tree today.
See, I doubt that. I've spent all morning shaking up Lucky's territory, and guess what?
We naturally have no clue what you're talking about.
Everyone says the same thing. Lucky's a business in Chicago. Then I hear you two have been walking into every single business in his territory. That sounds a little strange to you boys?
Ever heard of shopping? It's a beautiful day after all.
Yeah, we're just enjoying our God-given freedom as Americans. You got a problem with that, detective?
No, not at all. Very well then. We are watching you guys.
Sure thing. Enjoy your day, detective. And by the way, get some sleep. You look like death won't go.
And what's that supposed to imply?
I just want to make sure you rested well enough to serve and protect our fine king.
Yeah, great, you two. Oh, what a curious case this is. Alright. Let's assume that he really is on business, and he allowed Big Bruno's goons to collect from his territory. That would mean that whatever's going on in Chicago is way bigger than his business up here. If that's true, the bad editing was being on it as well. Other option is something's happened to Lucky, and Big Bruno's making him take his turn. Naturally, bad editing would never allow this, I'm sure of it. Either way, something big's happening in the family. So if we get quick, hopefully Red has something.
Trope, we have some leads.
What do you have?
First off, I checked the company where Wilbur was killed. Turns out it was just bought out by some company called International Transports NYC. They have no history, owners, or employees listed on their LLC.
So it's a front.
That's my best guess.
What'd you find the shoes?
There was only one shoe repair shop open on Wilbur's way to work. It was a dead end, but John said that the red one was actually bauxite residue. I did some digging and turned out there are only 6 companies in the state of New York that generate bauxite waste. And guess what? Only one of them is owned by International Transports NYC.
Bingo, you're a genius, Red. You've been way more productive than I have.
And get this, Wilbur was married.
So who?
The records say Nora Mae Sanderson. I pulled her address and she lives over in Brooklyn.
Wanna go over and check it out?
Let me grab my coat.
This is leading to something really big, Red. I can feel it.
Did you get the keys to Wilbur's office?
Yeah. His office was in perfect condition when I got there. I looked at most of his files and didn't really see anything. I think I should head back over there to Ernest Hans' place. Maybe we can find some international transport in my seat.
Sure thing.
This is leading to something real big, Red. Real big.
You think it's another one of Big Bruno's schemes?
Not exactly. This time, Lucky Lamont would be the one who owns international transports in my seat.
Lucky? He's never been so brave. He was the head of the Lamont family. And besides, why would he buy property on Big Bruno's territory?
Something doesn't add up. Did you find anything related to Chicago in your research?
No, nothing. What does Chicago have to do with this?
Meeting at the dead end. Come on.
So, Dolores, you finally came through. I'm proud of you.
Trope's sure that Lucky was the one Wilbur was working for. He better not find out I was involved.
You won't.
Remember, I need my cut as soon as possible.
There'll be plenty of dough to spread around once the shipment comes in. By the way, thanks for the tip-off.
The sooner that Eddie's sleeping with the fishes, the better we'll all be. By the way, when are you going to do it?
Patience. Now that Wilbur and Lucky are dead, we don't need to move too quick. Oh, and my boys finally told me it was your idea to ice Wilbur. I'm impressed, not slightly confused.
Well, he did me wrong.
Well, hell hath no fury, eh, boys?
All right, boss.
Wilbur's death was his own fault. I don't like liars and cheats. Nobody does that to me.
But to stare in his eyes when you pulled the trigger, you are one tough dame.
I'm sure if I loved him, I would have felt something. Now, can we please stop talking about Wilbur?
I need you to continually work with Trope and see what he knows. Make sure he's going down the wrong path.
Oh, that would be easy. I still have a hold over him. I'm worried about Bad Eddie. What if he finds out the shipment's coming in early?
Bad Eddie's too concerned with his persona these days. If anything happens, my boys have it covered.
Excellent. I'll head down to the precinct to wait for Trope. He won't know I'm coming. Maybe I'll catch him off guard.
Aces.
I found something!
What is it?
This letter has been international transports in my seat. It says his ship is coming into port in 2 weeks. It says it's shipping drops from China.
Why would anyone pay for anything from China?
I think you know what's going on here, Red.
All yours, Trope?
You said that bauxite residue off Wilbur's shoes was used commercial bricks, tiles, and other building materials?
Sure did.
Is that an expensive process?
Not too expensive from what I understand, but it does take time.
Is it subject to government guidelines?
You think they're supplementing unregulated Chinese material for American-made products to make them cheaper?
Well, let's assume that an American piece of concrete is $1. But what if you can produce it for 25 cents instead of 55 cents? You can more than double your profits by supplying it with filler.
Wouldn't it be unstable?
It depends on how much filler and what's in it. Maybe Lucky found a cheaper but more legal way to produce certain building materials.
Wouldn't the feds catch it?
Not if it tested at the production plant. Maybe the materials are shipped to a separate location and replaced with the tiniest filler substance.
So Wilbur got his shoes dirty by checking on the process.
Maybe this whole thing is a bait and switch scam.
I can see Lucky getting something like this, but why would Wilbur, a stocks and bonds guy, get into the brick and tile business?
Will was a finance guy. He made sure everything looked and up and up and up to my seat. He was hopeful to get a huge cut of the deal. Plus, if international transport became a publicly traded company, they could make millions.
So, well, then what's the next step?
I think it's about time we let the chief know about the shipment. We can cut this whole thing wide open.
Remember, the bait and switch is all just a theory. We can't prove anything just yet, so we can't make any arrests on it.
But at least we have a motive for Wilbur dying.
What is that?
I think someone found out what Wilbur and Lucky was doing and was left out of the deal. There's another party in this scheme.
If the warehouse was on Big Bruno's territory.
Could be Big Bruno or even Bad Eddie.
Bad Eddie? He's been retired for years. You don't think he has something to do with this, do you?
We can't rule out anyone. We might catch a big fish this time. I was moving too fast in this case. I learned that by making too many assumptions can lead you down the wrong path. Looking back, I should have seen the.
Sorry, Joe. You were one of the good ones.
sorry, Trope. Honest.
You sold me out?
No. But I had to protect my boss.
You swore an oath to serve and protect. Where am I?
I was adopted by the family a long time ago, Trope. They've always supported me. And you know the force pays nothing these days. It's not so bad.
So what? Big Bruno to come in and I speak to get into my partner? Or is it gonna be lucky?
Trust me, it ain't gonna go that way.
How dare you not give me a fighting chance? Does our friendship mean nothing to you?
I hate Bruno just as much as you do. I just need you to sit there and listen to reason.
What reason? I'll never be paid off. You might as well kill me.
Like I said, it ain't gonna go that way. Big Bruno is both of our enemies. I just need you to listen. And I still think he was a friend.
Oh, really? Do I have a choice? Untie me!
We're gonna be offering you something you want more than anything. I need you to climb off that high horse for just a second. I know you have the moral compass of a saint when it comes to your job, but that time has passed.
Why did you help me with this case? And leave me on the way to the gallows? You knew I wouldn't make any deals.
I know nobody is as dense as you. After all that we've been through, all the times that I supported you or stuck up for you in the bar. I need you to support me and my decision right now. Just this once. Just this once. Maybe I'm with you and family. Everything but the possibility.
I'll never stop being me, Red.
And I would never ask you to. I just need you to think in shades of gray.
And why would I do that?
Before Dolores walked out the door, I could have bring you up when you came to work on the sauce, but instead I covered for you. I need you to support me and my decision right now.
You have 5 minutes.
You gonna keep this a secret?
I swear.
You can come in now.
Well, we finally got the famous detective Trope. Today's a day for celebration. Red, get the champagne.
Right, Eddie. I should have known.
Trope, I'm gonna level with you. I know you think of me as a no-good, but I need you on this one.
For what?
Let me tell you a story. Lucky Lamont was my #1 guy. And after spending 15 years in the big house, I realized we need to go legitimate as a family. I wasn't going to lose any more family members to the big house. So, after selling several properties we didn't need, I bought an old plant under International Transports NYC with the help of Wilbur Noe. You following me?
Yeah. Go on.
And Wilbur Lucky set everything up. I wanted to make sure nothing was out of code. Sure, we wouldn't be making the same amount of dollars in the old days, but the feds wouldn't be raiding us either. Then 3 weeks ago, Baby Bruno stormed into my home in a rage.
You left him out of the deal?
I wasn't gonna let anyone know until everything was finalized. Big Bruno, he burst in talking about profit margins and overhead and how we wouldn't be profitable. He was so furious I'd sold so many properties just to fund my materials production operation.
Did you kill Wilbur?
Red, tell him what you saw.
I spent the whole day following around Bruno's rooms. Around 6 p.m., they staged a call outside Joey's place with Dolores. They said that they kidnapped Dolores and that Wilbur would have to pay 5 G's or else they would kill her. Dolores was there on the deal the whole time.
No. Dolores couldn't have anything to do with this, Red. You're lying.
No, I'm not. Wilbur showed up to the warehouse with a briefcase full of money around 8 p.m.
So you're telling me you witnessed Big Bruno's goons murder Wilbur the Wiki and said nothing to me?
No, I witnessed Dolores gunning down Wilbur. She was the killer, Trope.
That can't be true. I refuse to believe it.
Then I ran to the nearby payphone and called the police. I couldn't save Wilbur, Trope.
Was Big Bruno there?
In the beginning, yes. He wanted to know everything that Wilbur was doing with the National Transports NYC. I had the information to tell Betty that Bruno was trying to take over the whole operation.
And the money?
I gave it to all Bruno.
So why is it Big Bruno dead? Eddie, you're the head of the family!
Fortunately, I've quickly come to realize that Big Bruno was just more respected than I am in my old age. I had a hitman this morning who showed back at my front doorstep trying to kill me instead. I'm the head of this family and neighborhood.
So what do you want me to do?
Since I can't trust anyone else except Red here, I want to do this thing right. I want you to arrest Big Bruno for the murder of my friend Lucky Lamont. But I need you to leave international transports out of it. That company is our future.
Wait, Lucky's dead?
His body's in the bottom of the Hudson. I saw Bruno's goons dump him, but I couldn't make any arrests on it since I was working for Eddie at the time.
So what's the plan?
Alright, so I know he wants me dead. I'll invite him over for dinner, and then tell him that I know he killed Lucky and about the illegal shipping. Once I show opposition to them both, I have no choice but to try and ice him.
You want me to run a sting operation here? I can't believe that I am about to work for a mafia godfather just to catch a big crook. What about Dolores?
Fortunately, once arrested, Big Bruno will do whatever he can to get time off his sentence. I can't help you there.
Red? You know about to play for the wrong team, right?
We finally have the chance to catch Big Bruno and stop so much crime. We've tried for years to nail this guy. And Bad Eddie has the ticket. Besides, what has Bad Eddie ever done wrong?
Plenty.
But right now he's trying to go straight instead of go down the right path. We're on the right team, Trope. It just looks a little different than what we're used to.
I guess I have no choice. Eddie, I accept your deal. But once this is over, that's it. We're done.
Deal.
Thank you, Trope.
Red, we're gonna have to have a long talk after this. I want you to resign for the force by the end of the week. I can't work with a rat.
But Trope,
You heard me.
if that's how you feel, I understand.
I'm dying.
Ladies, we are gonna paint the town red.
Oh, Bruno.
Let me tell you, from now on, only the best clubs, dresses, restaurants, and vacation for you ladies.
Bruno, don't make comments.
Things are about to change for the better. Start dreaming. Because when you're a Big Bruno, the sky's the limit.
Bruno! I need to talk to you.
Get out of my way, Red.
Bad Eddie wants to see you.
You see these ladies? I ain't no mood for business.
It's important.
I'll get down to Joey's.
Bad Eddie finally caught Trope. He thought you'd like to finalize the deal.
Wait a minute. The old man has Trope. Why didn't you say so?
Thought it would change your mind.
You better believe it, Red. Dames, I'll meet you down at Joey's. I better not catch him dancing in no chunks when I get there.
Don't leave.
Ah, you gotta love the broads. So, how did he catch him?
Trope followed the trail that Lucky left behind. He figured out that Eddie might have something to do with Wilbur's murder, especially since Lucky is so spineless.
So, he suspected Lucky and Eddie had something big going down in Chicago?
Exactly. Trope was in Eddie's basement. He tried to search the big boss's house, but I had a court on him and let him out Eddie.
I should have put you on my payroll too, Red. Fine work.
Thanks. We shouldn't keep him waiting.
So he wants blood on my hands, eh? Well, in this situation, I'd gladly do it myself. Red, I thought you were soft for Trope. Why sell him out now?
Tired of everyone treating me like an average Joe. I sold just as many cases as Trope. And he's always such an Abercrombie, like he's the king of the world. I want my time, you know?
You're a lot like me, Red. When this is all over, I'd like to talk to you about something.
Sure thing, Bruno. Let's not keep Eddie waiting.
Welcome, Bruno. It's been too long.
Skip the pleasantries. Where's Trope?
Sit down, Bruno. You owe me 5 minutes for giving you so much.
Eddie, I have to get back to my dames. They're waiting for me. I'm only here for Trope. We can talk tomorrow.
Sit down, Bruno.
Fine. We're all friends here. What do you want?
You're a bad boy, Bruno. I trusted Lucky with the future of this family, and you killed him in cold blood.
Eddie, I don't know what you heard, but I never would have done anything like that.
Don't try to out-con a con man. Tony told me everything. I just want to know why.
Tony has wanted me dead. He probably killed Lucky.
I thought he was in Chicago.
Can't stop your lines, can you?
Is Trope even here?
Haven't seen him.
Oh, so this was all a ruse to get revenge for killing Lucky?
And the illegal shipment. You are about the dirty international transport to NYC, and I know about it too.
Eddie, I don't believe this. Dirty is what we do. There's no good sticking fantasy of going straight in this for dummies. You hear me?
Bruno, you right behind my back!
So you're gonna fill me full of lead. You lose me, this whole family's headed for the history books. Who do you think has paid off every copper and judge in the tri-state area? I'm the brains of this operation.
Bruno, you killed Lucky. You have to pay the penalty for that.
So what if I murdered Lucky? He had it coming. He was a no-good, lousy rat that told you everything. I was done with him.
How do you speak so distasteful of one of our own?
You know what? I'm glad I murdered him. I'm gonna enjoy this, fellas. I'll pay a triple whatever Eddie paid you if you step out into the hallway right now. Red, you can be my guy.
Sorry, Eddie. Bruno makes better deals.
Should have known me. No good, lousy, lily-livered bum.
See, I told you, Eddie. I'm the brains of this operation. After all these years in your shadow, I'm finally on top. Don't you get it? By inviting me here, you sealed your fate. I wasn't going to bury you till the shipment arrived just in case I needed a fall guy. Any last words?
You're under arrest!
Trump, so you were here! Surprise, surprise.
Boys, come back out now.
This can't be happening. A sting?
Big Bruno, you're being arrested for the murder of Lucky Lamont and the attempted murder of Bad Eddie. Right now, an entire group of divers are checking the Hudson for bodies. How long do you think it's going to take until we find something?
Eddie, I swore I'll get vengeance for this. This isn't the end of Big Bruno.
Boys, put him by the precinct. I'll be by later to fill out the paperwork.
I'll tell them everything about Dolores. She killed Wilbur in cold blood. This is the last night she has as a free woman. You like that, detective?
Crime doesn't pay, Bruno.
Oh, so you knew. Well, Trope, I underestimated you. Hey, you want to know how I killed your partner? He begged for it.
Boys, get him out of here.
Trope, are you sure you're gonna be alright with Dolores being arrested? If you are, I could drive by and tell her to get the heck out of Dodge.
Leave her be, Red. I need to be the one who arrests her.
Trope.
Trust me, Red, I need to be the one.
It doesn't have to go like this.
I'm not going to let my more sit anymore.
Good luck, Trope.
Red, I might want to set him a clip.
I know.
Why did you come to me to tell me that Wilbur was missing 2 days ago?
I was worried.
No, you weren't. Your conscience was knocking at your door.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You did a bad thing, Dolores. It's time to cash in your ships.
I've done a lot of bad things in my life.
Why did you do it?
Don't make me say it.
Tell me.
I hate liars and cheats.
So? You could have just left him like you did me. Why off him like that? You know the devil always collects.
I loved him and he made a fool out of me.
Why did you hand the briefcase to Bruno? What was the 5 Gs for?
Remember Dad?
Of course.
Well, before he left, he owed some gambling debts down in Atlantic City. To pay off those debts, Eddie bailed him out, and in exchange, he agreed to work off those debts.
Then a heart attack.
Yeah. And when he couldn't pay up, Bruno came knocking at my door for the dough.
So why didn't you tell me?
How could I? You've always been too square, which is exactly why we couldn't work.
I would have listened to you. I could have gotten Bruno.
You would have arrested me for being an accomplice to an illegal gambling scheme.
Things are a certain way for a reason, Dolores. I don't know what he would have done.
And that's your problem. Justice above all. So what's it gonna be, detective? Are you gonna rescue me or are you gonna take me in?
I have a job to do.
Didn't you love me once?
I don't know anymore.
All right then. Go ahead. Arrest me then. Let justice reign.
Why did you come to me about Wilbur?
I don't know. I guess part of me wanted to turn myself in.
Get out of here.
Won't you get into trouble?
Not if I never found you.
You've changed.
Not for the better.
Being human is not a bad thing.
Goodbye, Dolores.
Goodbye, sugar.
And just like that, I never saw her again. Although the faint smell of her perfume haunts me. Bruno only spent about 5 years in prison before he managed to get himself bailed. Doesn't matter. I got him once. I can get him again. This case truly changed my solid view of justice. We would never expand any view of shades of gray. In the colorful world we live in, perhaps I'm better for it. Case closed.
Yes.